So what is a Plus project? Plus projects are an opportunity for you to work with a company outside of a normal job or internship to do a consulting project for them. So I was lucky enough to do one for the Houston Rockets.
So I worked with Adobe with I think 6 other really awesome people. They weren't in my cohort, so it was a chance to meet a whole new group of people. And we went and worked for Adobe. We worked on sort of a pricing, iPad, iPhone project for them, and it was great because it gave us the real world experience. We were using like analysis of markets classes to help us solve the issues that we have for Adobe. And then they also flew us out to San Jose, and we got to present to them and got to meet with a lot of the different roles that happen to be at Adobe, so that we can figure out, is this something that we're interested in for a full-time career after MBA.
Some of the advantages that at least I got from this personally is, as an international student, it helped me network with companies. This was my first work experience in America, really. So it really helped me get a feel of corporate culture in America. It helped me network, it helped me create contacts. I also got my internship at the same company that I did my Plus project, and I have a very strong feeling that it is because of my experience with the Plus project.
My name is Dan Amodio, and we were on the San Francisco Giants Plus project. The way it all played out was we had a general idea of how we were going to attack it. We sat down and we talked a little bit about the program and the project overall, and just brainstormed about how the best way to go about it would be. And then, in the importance of picking the right people, we kind of split up the duties.
Well, the hardest part about the project was probably just trying to get an idea of what the industry norms are. Sports is something that I think that we were all very interested in, but it's something that we've never worked in before, and so it's something that we didn't really know a whole lot about. So just getting an idea for what the Giants do on a daily basis to try and drive revenue, what they're allowed to do under certain contracts, what they're not allowed to do, the relationship they have with their vendors, things like that. Just kind of getting an overall idea of how the industry works was probably the toughest part.
So they sent us the spending data for their season ticket holders for all 81 home games. And so given the size of the file, we actually had to break the data into 3 separate spreadsheets throughout the season. I mean, for me, one of the big benefits was I'm looking at doing an internship in consulting. And so I don't have any consulting experience, so the benefit was I was able to leverage some of the experience of my teammates, and I was also able to use some of my strengths in finance and put those to work within the context of the project, but most importantly was able to learn from Dan and Eric and Julie about some things I'm not as strong in, and so it was a little bit of practice for my summer internship and some good experience going forward.
You know, one of the early things that you learn in business school is that as important as spreadsheet analyses and Porter's 5 Forces analyses are, the world is built on relationships. And this was a fantastic opportunity to be able to establish some relationships with a team and in an industry that we're all very interested in, as well as to be able to kind of build some relationships with other folks in business school that sometimes you get during the classroom, but it's always nice to add to them outside of the classroom with projects like this.
One of the cool parts for me was that they actually gave us stored value tickets for the game. So not only did they give us great seats, but they also gave us $25 loaded onto our ticket. So we actually got to see how stored value worked, and all of us were talking during the game saying we wish we would have went to a game earlier so we could have put some of our new ideas into the presentation.
The MBA Plus program in general, and specifically this project, has been my favorite part about McCombs so far. It's a really great opportunity to put some of the things that we learn in class to real use. For me particularly, I'm looking into the sports industry, so I was interested in working with a team actually specifically in baseball.
I think everyone should do a Plus project because it's really the way to get into either an industry or a type of position you want. So when I was I did a Plus project in the fall as well, and when I was interviewing in the beginning of the spring semester, every single company I interviewed with asked me about my Plus project experience because it was in marketing and I had a few marketing interviews, so they all wanted to know what I learned, what I did, because it's just that experience you need to get an internship.